Hello, and welcome to the Sunday meditation at the Sanctuary of Light and the Light Institute of Galisteo. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we divide our meditation into 3 parts. In the first part, we connect with our divine higher self. It's the intuitive essence of your soul, your own inner voice, so that you can remember and you can experience yourself in that way, without all of the chatter of our daily lives. We ask our higher self to take form and we draw it into our body and sit in meditation. I'll make a little Om sound so that you can push the button on your apparatus and meditate for as long as you like. In the second part of the meditation, we reach up into the cosmos and we pull down a beautiful beam of pure white light straight down through the top of our head and down into our solar plexus, which is the center of our emotional body. And from there we laser that white light out across the planet and back up into the sky. This allows us to move into a very deep state of meditation, the state of alpha. And so we do it with our breath. We breathe in, drawing the white light down, and as we exhale, we extend it out. This allows that yin and yang energy. It brings us into the right direction of energy, receiving and releasing. That creates that perfect balance. Again, there'll be a little sound so you can push the button and just continue that with your breath, that light moving through you. You'll find that it really gives you a wonderful meditation. And then in the third part, people ask us to focus our consciousness in something that needs our help on the planet. And this week, we are just a day, unless you're from down under, where it's already the vernal equinox. Tomorrow, the 20th of March, is the vernal equinox, which is when the sun, our beloved sun, our star that gives us all our life, moves from the southern hemisphere and crosses the equator into the northern hemisphere. So it brings fall to the southern hemisphere, the softness of light, and it amplifies the light in the northern hemisphere so that our crops can begin to grow. And so what we're going to do is simply focus on extending the vibration of change. As we change with our sun, with our earth, the awakening or the resting of the earth, as we move in to the pulse of life with this dear planet, it will allow us to have that centeredness that is so important for our everyday lives and indeed the lives of our consciousness. So we'll send light to humanity to awaken to change, to be able to become a part of that change that will help all of us to move to the next octave of our reality. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply through your nose and hold at the top. And now exhale very slowly, allowing your brain to slow down into alpha. Once again, breathe in through your nose. Hold. Exhale very slowly. And ask your higher self, the intuitive essence of your soul, to take a form for you. It matters not the form. It could be a being or a light, a tree, an animal, even an equation. So see what form comes to you. Higher self, show me your form today. And when you have a sense of that form, ask your higher self to touch the place in your body where you hold your divine essence at this moment. And just imagine that touch anywhere in your body. when you feel that touch, when you focus on that point, feel your higher self activating that moment, that place in your body that is holding your own divine essence. And begin to breathe into that point. And now, draw your higher self in through that point in your body and sit in meditation as your higher self. Om. Reach up into the cosmos and take a deep breath in and draw a beam of pure white light down through the top of your head, down into your stomach, your solar plexus. And as you exhale, exhale that out through your auric field, out across the planet, back up into the cosmos. Breathe the white light down, exhale it out, and just continue that pattern for as long as you wish. Om. Take a deep breath into your body and imagine in your mind's eye all 8 billion people, humans on this planet. Bring all of humanity into your mind's eye and ask humanity what frequency of light, what color it needs from you at this moment to travel with the sun, to feel our bodies as part of nature, to feel the change and to become part of that change, to precipitate even the change, and to flow with that change in our life from the minute details of our daily lives to our sense of self as global beings and even interstellar beings, that we are at a point in which nature is giving us an opening of change, and we can utilize that now for the higher good. So see what color humanity asks for from you to participate, to become a part of that change without fear, but with great knowing. And whatever color comes into your consciousness, again, reach up into the cosmos and pull exactly that frequency of light down through the top of your head into your solar plexus and laser that frequency of light out to humanity. Feel as if humanity is opening our consciousness, our bodies, our minds, every aspect, and receiving that color that humanity has asked for in order to participate in and initiate change in our lives, individually and collectively. And feel that color continue to flow down through you and out to humanity until you can feel a shift as humanity is lifted up, ready for change, becoming part of a change for the good of the whole. Om. Breathe deeply into your body and open your eyes. It's so important that we all reach forward to change. And in every way it comes to us, and in whatever way we bring it to ourselves, this is what takes us to the future, a future that is better for each and all of us. So thank you. We have a second section of this meditation. It's called Knowings. And from around the world, people bring to us questions that they would like for us to consider, so that we, in focusing on these perspectives and questions, we are able to uplift and illuminate ourselves and all who are listening. So feel free to send us questions that are important to your heart at this time. Allison right now will give us the questions that have come. Allison.
The first question is from York, England. My profession requires that I advise people. My question is, how do I stop from taking on their problems or situations after I dispense advice? I have a terrible tendency to carry everyone around with me energetically.
Thank you so much for that question, because it's one that influences the quality of the giving or the illumination that so many millions of people give that have to do with their professional lives or have to do with their place in the society or whatever it is. And that is about the laws of the cosmos, which have to do with the direction of energy. If you are advising people but then sucking in their sorrows, their energies emotionally, if you are attaching, oh my goodness, how terrible this is, then first of all, you are not supporting their evolution, because you're supporting their victimization, their sense of being victims, helplessness. And so you want to be able to lift above so that you are participating from a place of illumination. And that illumination comes from your spiritual source, which is that there is a great wisdom in all of the karma that we have, and all of the choices, and all of the things that we magnetize to us. And that we have to honor the soul for having these experiences that have to do with things that we cannot ever know. But for you, it's very important that you do not have the direction of energy coming towards you, since you're the giver, since you're the one that is illuminating higher octaves and healing and all of that. And hopefully you are taking that in, not from you, but the wisdom of your own higher self, just as the exercise we did a few minutes ago. And you are lasering out, and you stay in an energy level that is faster and higher than your clients. So one exercise that's very important that we were doing a minute ago, again in our first part, is that before you talk on the phone, do Zoom, or meet with your clients in person, that you extend light to them, as we were doing before, beginning with drawing the white light in for you that quickens your frequency, so that you are lifted above. You have a more holographic perspective that allows you to see how you can find the solutions or uplift someone or heal someone. And then that second part is to if you feel as if you are somehow entering into their arena, immediately bring them into your mind's eye and ask them what color they need from you to lift up themselves. And you draw that color in and extend it. And that helps you to be the giver, to have the cosmic law of the direction of energy moving out from you. When you do that, then that part of you that wants to help them is giving that advice, but it is not because of the direction of energy. It is not attached to you. It must not be attached to you. I've seen so many good healers and counselors become ill or lose their perspective because they don't know how to separate out themselves. You are a vehicle of a higher energy, and that higher energy is really the voice, let us say, of their higher selves. And that's how you want it to be. So you want to stay in that illuminated state that allows you to impart wisdom and love to them without being attached. Thank you for that. I know that it is something that is very, very central to the quality that all of us give. Thank you. Allison?
The second question is from Lexington, Kentucky in the U.S.A.
Kentucky.
Chris, for millennia, planet Earth and her inhabitants have been at war globally and killing each other on personal levels. Can you explain why the human race is so violent? And is there anything we can do about it? Or should we just give up and let go of caring?
Oh no, we cannot let go of caring. If we let go of caring, then our whole purpose of being here, as we have come as a soul group to this planet, because we have the wisdom, because we've experienced all of this violence, we have something to give to it, to be on a higher octave of it. And so what I would say is, yes, we are violent. And the reason that we are violent is basically and profoundly that we have lost the connection to our higher selves, to our soul energies. There is that erasing of that. And so what happens is that we are still, and we are moving out of millions of years in which survival was a point of reference, individually and collectively. That our survival very often depended on our sense that we could take it for someone else, as if there wasn't a way for all of us to have what all of us want, the same things. We want safety, we want love, we want belonging, we want food, we want our children to grow. And so this separation from the bigger arena of our soul, which needs to be part of our incarnation, is causing that violence. But also within our genetics, we are psychogenetically inheriting from greater beings, not only from this planet, what we might call humans or avatars, beings from other interstellar energies, divine presence. We have that. And one of the problems we have on this planet is we seem to think that the God self is outside us, and so we say, my God against your God, and we kill each other for God. Whereas the divine source would have us realize that the God source is within us. Otherwise we would not exist. There would be nothing that could bring us into life. Without soul, there is no life. And so the answer to that is the reason I've been doing this incarnational work for over 66 years, is that when we begin to find the self, the peaceful and gentle part of ourselves, then we can see that in others. Today, if you're just looking at the news, you see only the violence, but you know there is news. And if you look for it in people around you and on the global level, you will find people who give of themselves, who do wonderful things, gestures of their lives for others, people who are gentle. Every baby that comes in, when they first start having an auric field, an electromagnetic field around them, there are these little puffs of pink, and that pink puff coming from their bodies into their emotional energies, their electromagnetic auric fields, that pink is the color of love. So babies are not violent. Babies have that gentleness and that love, which we see in their faces. And each and all of us were once babies. So for example, you could simply ask inside yourself, where am I holding gentleness? Or where am I holding love of humanity? Or where am I the template of the best in humanity? Allow your consciousness to go into that place, prick it open, and feel as if you are exuding that. And it will become easier and easier for you to look around in your life or around this globe to see that we humans do have that side, a loving, caring side that says, what happens to you happens to me. Who I see you as is in me. So let us see ourselves. Let us begin to use, as we do at the Light Institute through incarnational work, to see ourselves through our many incarnations and our many bodies as loving and wonderful, gentle, and yet strong beings, because that is what is true. Great love to that part of you that is a template for the kindness and the goodness. You must care, and I know you do. Allison?
The last question is from Kemi, Finland.
Kemi, Finland. Hello, Finland.
A question for Chris Griscom. I have recently become a new grandmother, and I shudder to think this beautiful little boy will come to know the harsh world we currently live in. I know you are also a grandmother, and I wonder if you will have an exercise in your knowings to help soothe my soul.
Oh, so sweet. Well, the one we just did kind of speaks of that as well. I'm a great grandmother, And but one thing I want to say to you is that your little grandson has come knowing about this world, because he's not a baby. He's a fully developed soul who has been here before. And we are still using that baby process. And so don't think that he will not survive, or that he will only see the violence or the negativity. He will see the goodness. And what I would recommend is that you become the template of that. You teach him how to be gentle. You teach him how to be kind and to be giving. Children want to help. Every little child says, "Let me help." So find ways to show your grandchild that that grandchild can help you and his parents. One of the things that we do at the Nijoni school with our little beings was that we would always teach them, think about your parents and ask them what color they need from you to be happy today. So we're already teaching that child to become the giver, to extend out. And so as you show him, whenever your grandchild does something, or you can help the grandchild how to share the toys, how to take care of somebody else, or an animal, or something. Every time you're with him, you have opportunities to say, and this is the secret, telling the child that he has that kindness, so that you raise one for whom kindness and gentleness and caring is a part of them, not the violence. And so every time he or she is, I think you said it was a grandson.
It's a boy.
A boy, yeah. Every time your grandson does something, gives something back, even as a baby, babies will reach out to others. I've noticed that babies are great healers. Very often they will smile at someone who is hurt or angry to change that, and they do it purposely. I know they do. And so, again, as your grandchild grows, begin to show him how beautiful the world is when you're carrying him around, how to touch a flower, how to touch a kitty, how to be gentle, and say to him, "Oh, you are so good, you are so gentle, you're so caring, you're so kind." Keep saying that. You think a baby doesn't have the words, but babies understand the vibration from your words. And so, yes, we can do an exercise in consciousness right now to all of babies to, in fact, amplify that little pink pulse that's coming out of them, to amplify their auric fields with that love energy. Close your eyes and focus. Each of you can focus on grandchildren, children, nieces and nephews, any kind of children, any kind of babies in the world, or bring all of the babies in the world into your mind's eye. Do it now. Mm-hmm. And ask the higher selves of each of these divine beings to give them a tool, an energy that will amplify their loving energy, that will amplify that frequency of love that moves out through them into the world. It might be a symbol or an object of some kind that comes to you, or a color. So ask the higher selves of all babies to show each one that frequency that they need, that tool that will help them to move and give and teach love and kindness, gentleness. Transmit that into the world, my higher self is saying. So see what you get. Again, you might see an object, you might see a symbol of some kind, you might see a color. So take a deep breath and see what comes to you from all the babies of the world. That coalesces that conversation for them all. And whatever you get, reach up into the cosmos and imagine that from the cosmic energy, the divine source, you are pulling down that energy down through the top of your head into your solar plexus, that will begin to awaken and fortify in babies these energies that they have come to pass to planet Earth and to all of humanity and all life. And from there, feel that you're radiating out that tool to them, that they can take it in now, whether it is a color or an object or a symbol. Feel it repeatedly, just feel as it's a flow of it coming down from the cosmos out through your solar plexus to all the babies in the world, instilling in them, transmitting to them, activating within their purpose that power to become the givers and the teachers of higher frequencies, of higher love, of the true humanity to which we all belong. Feel it flowing. Try to feel a shift. Babies and children are so receptive, it's instantaneous with them to receive that. Take a deep breath into your body and open your eyes and feel the smile that I feel, the loving energy that belongs to us. We are here not to participate in the violence or to partake of that violence, but to extend out that which comes from each of us, which is a knowing and an energy that belongs to today and tomorrow and tomorrow. Great love to each and all of you. We are here purposely, and we will find how to give our gifts to this world.